Hello everyone, welcome to the Moto Mengy channel. Today I'm going to be going over my Goldwing 30,000 mile review. Although to be honest, it's more like a 33,000 mile review. I've been meaning to do this for the past few months, but I blew past 30,000 miles last fall and now I'm over just a hair under 33,000. So I've already done 2 reviews on my Goldwing over the years. One was a 20,000 mile, 2-year review, how much I liked the bike and everything. Then I did a 25,000 mile, which was my top 5 pros and cons about owning the Goldwing DCT Tour. So for 30,000 miles, or 33,000 miles, I figured I'd do something a little different, where I'm going to show you how the bike has held up in all these 4.5 years and 33,000 miles of riding. I'll show you like how the paint's held up, how many scratches and dings it has, scratches, that kind of thing. I'll talk about the maintenance of it. Less about, a bike review and more about a bike ownership summary, I guess. So I'll start with the most visible thing to review is how has the paint held up over 4.5 years. And it's held up okay, but I do have some scratches and dings and nicks and stuff in the finish of the bike. Over here I have quite a bit of blemish on the right saddlebag from when I dropped it. But that's my fault, that's not the bike's fault. Other than that, there are numerous scratches and paint nicks all over the bike, basically in the front. The Honda paint is very soft. It looks good, it's nice, I like it, but it doesn't hold up the best compared to like Harley Davidson paint. Harley Davidson paint is the best in the industry of motorcycles, in my opinion. Harley paint holds up over anything. I've had 7 Harleys in my life and all their paint jobs were durable, looked beautiful, sturdy, just, really great paint and finish on Harley Davidsons. The Goldwings I say is average. Now it's not to say the bike looks terrible, it doesn't. And you've got to really look closely. I'll show some footage here, some of the nicks and scratches in it and stuff. Mainly on the front, mostly. The front fascia has quite a bit of nicks and scratches, but it's not terrible. I'm nitpicking here. It's not like it's horrible. It's just not as good as Harley, and I'm a little disappointed in it, how it's held up, to be honest. Especially here on the front of the saddlebags, they get some of the worst actually. I don't know if it's from deer's feet or from rocks hitting it. Probably a bit of both. Now, I mean, that's not to blame deer's feet. I mean, this should hold up. This should be durable to hold up against, feet go right here, The other thing that has not held up well that I really dislike is the clear plastic cover over the dash. That thing scratches super easily. From day one, that was a problem. First time I washed the bike, this thing scratched. And it's a known issue. It's known that it's very soft plastic. You have to really use soft towels and dab it when you dry it after washing the bike. You're not supposed to wipe it at all. Should Honda have made it with more durable plastic for the clear cover over the dash? Yes, they should have. You can now buy a protector to put over this when you buy a Goldwing brand new that prevents this stuff from happening, prevents all these scratches and swirl marks. Now for me to do it now would be worthless because it's already scratched up. I would have to take this all apart, replace that clear cover with a new one, and then put a protector over the new one, which I've thought about doing. It's a lot of work. I forget what it costs, but it's not cheap. For now, I just live with the scratches. It's not, I can see fine through it. It just, when the sun hits it a certain way, the scratches really do scatter the light a bit and everything. It just looks terrible. That's basically the biggest problem. It just looks terrible. Now my windshield is not a stock windshield. This is not the Honda windshield. This is the custom F4. This is the F4 Customs windshield. This has held up spectacularly over the 4. I bought this basically the month I bought the bike because I didn't like the Honda windshield. I bought this and it's been fantastic. There's no scratches at all on this windshield. You can wash it and scrub it with paper towels or anything you want. It doesn't scratch. It's got some kind of a coating on it that's, ceramic type see-through coating or something. I don't know what they did to it, but it's very, very durable. No scratches at all on the windshield. It's held up 100% great. And other than that, like here, on this front cover, on the engine cover, the one from when I dropped it when Deer and I went over that one time. There's a tab here that broke on the inside. So this cover on the front doesn't seat like it's supposed to, but it's okay. I mean, it's on there, it's not coming off or anything, but it doesn't pop perfectly on like it's supposed to. So there's it's a little bit loose, just a little bit, but it is a bit of a gap there when it's sitting, you know, just the way it sits compared to the other side. And I thought about buying it's just a little corner cover there for the front of the engine. Basically, it's the shroud that goes over when the fog lights are installed, just to go over the fog lights, the driving lights, whatever. And I thought about trying to fix it or put some kind of tab on there to fix so it pops in again and stuff, but it's so minimal I just let it go. But you know, like Michaelia 7 calls this Goldwing the plastic fantastic. There's a lot of plastic parts in this bike, so when plastic breaks, it's not easy to fix without replacing it completely for the most part. So other than the paint and some mixed scratches and scratches on the clear plastic and everything, the rest of the bike's held up pretty good. There's no real big damage at all. The seat's held up great. There's no problems with the seat. Nothing, no stitches fraying, no tears or anything. It looks good as new pretty much for the most part. Overall, it's held up pretty well, I'd have to say. As far as keeping the Goldwing clean, it's pretty easy to wash. Much easier than washing a Harley because there's no chrome to polish or anything, very little, so it washes really quick and easy, and that's good. The only problem with keeping the bike clean is that there's some nooks and crannies that are hard to get clean. Like at the back, the exhaust, where the exhaust comes out underneath the saddlebags, you've got to really get in there to wipe the chrome off. And same on the sides here, like here in between the frame and the exhaust, dirt can get on there that's hard to get off. Like just simply ticking some soap and water doesn't get it off. You got to scrub in there. Keeping the wheels clean is really hard. Brake dust gets on the rims and it cakes on. Like on all my Harleys, most of them were spokes, so they clean pretty easy, chrome and spokes. But for the Goldwing here, keeping the rims clean is difficult. It's hard to get in there to do them too. You've got to you know, get the section you can reach with your fingers, then walk the bike forward a bit, and then wipe a little more of the rim, and then walk the bike forward a bit, and repeat that for like 5 times until you get the whole rim. So that's a pain in the butt. And speaking of maintenance, for the 4.5 years and 33,000 miles, the only thing that bike's needed so far are tires and brakes. That's it. The tires last about 10 to 12,000 miles per set. And while the tires cost a bit less than Harley tires do for Harley touring bikes, like for the Road Glides I used to have, the Honda tires last a little less. My Road Glides got about 15,000 miles per set. But the Honda tires are also cheaper than the the Goldwing tires are also cheaper than the Harley tires. Too many H's in that. So while it is cheaper to do tire changes on the Goldwing, you do them more often than you do on the Harley. And I did some quick math a while ago and figured out that's about comparable. For the most part, tire costs are the same between like a Harley touring bike and the Goldwing. Not enough to worry about, let's put it that way. If they're different, it's minimal. Brakes lasted, I did the front brake around 25,000 miles, I think, and I did the rear brakes last year at about 30,000 miles, or a little under 30. I did it right before we went down to south on the Notches Trace ride, so about 30,000 miles, which is good. The brakes last about 30,000 miles a set, more or less. They were easy to replace. The pads were easy to change out, so it's not a big deal. Other than that, the bike hasn't needed anything maintenance-wise. I do have to change the air filter. That has to get done. I'm past doing that, but the bike runs fine. It still gets great fuel economy, so it's not hurting anything. The spark plugs are supposed to be changed out, I think, at 30,000 miles. So I'm a little past doing that too. And I have the spark plugs. I bought them. I just haven't changed it out yet because the bike runs great. So I did take the plugs out last fall and looked at a few of them, and they look fine. So there's no problem. But so maintenance-wise, the bike has needed nothing for the most part, except for tires and brakes. That's it. Nothing is broken. Nothing has given me an issue. And oil changes, of course. The Goldwing the oil for the Goldwing is cheaper than the Harley oil. Like in my Road Glides, for example, I used Harley Sin 3 oil, which I use in all my Harleys for over the years. And a Harley change for the Road Glide costs about $90, filter and oil for the most part. I do them all myself. The Goldwing is much cheaper. The Goldwing, the oil and filters cost about 50 bucks for the oil and filters from the Honda dealer. It has 2 filters, because you have a DCT filter and the bike filter. But the oil is a good bit cheaper than Harley oil. But for Harleys, of course, you can use the aftermarket oil, other brands if you want to, but I always use the Harley oil, and I do use the Honda oil for this bike. And the Goldwing only needs oil changes every 8,000 miles, where my Harleys needed oil changes every 5,000 miles. So oil changes are cheaper, much cheaper on the Goldwing, and much less frequent. You know, I can ride coast to coast on the Goldwing without needing an oil change in the middle of the trip. Whereas on my Harley, when my brother, my one friend Clayton and I, when we rode out to Oregon and back, we had to stop at a Walmart parking lot out in Oregon to change our oil on our bikes. You don't have to do that at the Goldwing. So that's pretty much my 30,000 mile review, 33,000 mile review for the Goldwing, and how it's held up on the past 4.5 years and all those miles. It's held up very well. It hasn't had any major issues. It's been easy to maintain, cheap to maintain, and it's ridden flawlessly. So yeah, I've got no problems with it. The only thing I would say about, after riding this bike for 4.5 years and all these miles, my only nitpick, and it's a complaint, it's a minor thing. Well, okay, the GPS has been I hated the GPS from day one. I still hate that, but that's not, you know, that's just a design issue. It's not a wear and tear issue. The only thing that hasn't held up as well as I'd like, the seat on this Goldwing. When I first bought the bike, I didn't mind the seat at all. I thought it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. Now, in the past year or so, if I ride this bike all day long, go for long extended rides, I get tired of sitting in the seat after, like, towards the end of the day. And I don't know if it's the seat has gotten less comfortable, maybe it's worn more. I don't know if that's it, or if my butt's getting more sensitive as I get older. I don't know. But it's definitely an issue where I get, you know, seat stirry, seat crazy, whatever you want to call it. I get richety in the seat after like 8-10 hours on the bike for a whole day. That didn't happen when I first bought the bike. So I don't know if the seat's wearing out or I'm getting more sensitive, but I may end up looking into a aftermarket seat soon with a more comfortable seat, like a Day Russell or something, whatever they're called. I may look into something like that. I wouldn't say the bike needs it. Like, if you're not riding all day long on multiple day trips, it's not gonna be a problem for you, but I would like to have a little more comfort in the seat for long rides than I do currently. And it seems like it's getting to be more of an issue for me as the longer I own the bike. So I just wanted to mention that. I don't know if it's me or the seat. I don't know which is the problem, but that's pretty much it though. Other than that, the bike's been golden. Or blue, however you want to look at it. So that's my 30,000 mile review, 33,000 mile review for the Goldwing after 4.5 years of ownership. I still love the bike. I'm not gonna get rid of it. I have no intention of getting rid of it anytime soon. It doesn't need anything. It runs great yet, so I'm gonna keep riding it. If you have any questions about my bike over the past 4.5 years or all these miles, let me know down in the comment section. I'll answer them for you. Or make any comments about what you think about the Goldwing and how you think these bikes hold up over time. Or if there's anything I missed, if there's anything you want me to, you know, talk about that I didn't, ask me down below. Well, on that note, thanks for watching. I'll probably do the next one will probably be a 40,000 mile review to see how it held up. I won't do 35,000 since I'm at 33,000 now, kind of in the middle. Well, on that note, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Take care, ride safe, and I'll see you next time.